My name is Phil and welcome to Phil Does 3D. I'm a multimedia and 3D artist and I stream live on Twitch on Mondays and Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific time in the United States, which is midday in Australia or 1 a.m. if you're in the UK. Remember, as always, if you do miss the live streams, you can watch them at any time by clicking the videos tab on my Twitch page. Hope you guys and girls are well. Mr. Square Peg, it's good to see you. Tamana, hello to you too. Sarah Lee, hey to you. Suskium, hi. Sniper Echo, of course, it's good to see you, buddy. We've got a few people in the chat. Susan, hello to you as well. And Smurfberry, good to see you, Smurf. So, yes, that's what we're doing. We are going to continue working on the bedroom for the House on the Hollow game that we're creating in the Unreal Engine. We're at the stage where we're just texturing up bits and pieces of furniture for the master bedroom in Substance Painter. Okay, and we're not going to talk about YouTube. Remember, as always, guys, if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server, click the blue graphic below my stream in my panels to get an invite link. So, yesterday we started working on this Biedermeier style, what do you call it? It's a cabinet, I guess. It's sort of like a half desk, half cabinet. We brought that into Rhizome and we were starting to texture it up, so that's what we're going to continue doing right now. Sniper says, is this a Battle Royale game? It was all Ito's fault. Ito started it, like Smurfberry said, with regards to YouTube. So I don't know what problem Ito was having with YouTube, but he started it. Okay, let's continue with our texture mapping. As always, guys, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask me in chat. If I can help, I'm happy to try. If you just want to pop in and say hello, that is always welcome. But if all you want to do is watch, that's completely fine. Sniper says, will there be a frying pan in this game? Yes, there will be a frying pan in the game when we start on the kitchen. But you got to wait for the kitchen. I'm sorry, you still got to go out and hunt your food in the forest until the kitchen is built. You got your bathroom, so stop whinging. And there will be a frying pan in the kitchen. There'll be a stove in the kitchen, probably, maybe. If you're good, I'll give you a stove. But you're never good, so, you probably won't get a stove. No, you'll get a stove. Probably get a stove. Sniper Echo says, I expect it would spawn in the kitchen. Yes, it would. Perhaps on the cooker. Perhaps so. That would be just for something a bit different, hey, Sniper Echo? A frying pan on the cooker in the kitchen. Smurfberry says, for half a second I thought you were going to say that there will be a frying pan in the bathroom. Well, we could put a frying pan in the bathroom, but that's not part of the plan. Android Lust, it's good to see you, buddy. Now, Android Lust put a new image in the gallery, which I will show toward the end of the stream. Because there's a couple, I've been a bit reticent with showing your work in the gallery, and there's something Morak's working on as well that I want to show. We will do that toward the end of the stream. But it's good to see you, Android Lust. Sniper Echo says the kitchen, yes, I suppose that would be different. Oh man, you got your bathroom. Come on. Come on. Now you want a kitchen. What is this? You guys are spoilt. You play all of those games where you have to, fend for yourself and cook on an open fire and all that sort of stuff. You don't need a kitchen. Survival games, I think that was the word I was looking for. Who needs a kitchen? Again, for anyone not familiar with what I'm using a program called Rhizome UV. You don't need to. You can do all your UV mapping in your 3D program, but I really like the automated tools that this program has, so that's why I'm using it. But you don't need to. And the roadmap for 3D Studio Max, they're planning on updating the UV tools in that program, so that will be good. They're actually planning on doing a lot of things in the roadmap, so I'm looking forward to the new versions of Max. Finally they're doing something interesting with Max, not just giving us bug fixes, which is always nice, don't get me wrong, but you know. Sniper Echo says, have you licensed the van from the awesome Sniper Girl? No, I haven't licensed it from her. I don't know if she wants to license it to me. And where would we park the van? There's no road in front of the building. Actually, as part of the game, we have to design, the guys and I have to design a starting area for the, before you actually get up to where the building is, the main building is, before you go through those gates, that you can't exit again. So I guess it could go there. Okay. The music is playing? Yes. Perhaps in the garage. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to put a garage in actually. I'm thinking I might just put like, you know, a lot of manor houses, they have like maybe like a double driveway with a circular sort of driveway in front of the building. I thought about having something like that. So it's not actually a garage, but it's like this curved driveway where you can drive in on one side, go around and drive back out again. That was my thinking. I don't know. We'll work it out when we get to that part of the design of the game. No problem, Smurf. So yes, that's the thinking. A circular sort of driveway, I think. I'm just not sure if these have drawers in them or not yet. All of this furniture, of course, when it goes into the game, will be openable. Obviously, you need to be able to open drawers and stuff. But I'm just not sure. I think these might just be facades at the moment. So when it actually comes time for me to make the model interactable in the game, I'm going to have to design drawers. I'll just copy this one basically. But I think for the moment these are just facades on the model. Android Lust says, if there was a road, it would be pretty cool if no matter which way you get to it, it would take you back to the house. Actually, that's a really good idea. And it's because it's something I was thinking about, how we're going to start the player. Without the player, I was thinking about how I was going to stop the player from leaving the area at the beginning of the game. And that's a really, really good idea, Android Lust. I think I will use that. Good idea. A road that actually, if they follow the road, it will curve around and take them back. so they can't sort of escape that way. Sounds like a nightmare, Android, and I think that's a really good idea, and it was something I was sort of grappling with when I was thinking about how we were going to start the player and keep the player in the area we want them to stay in. And because you guys, I don't like invisible walls in a game, because I think that really breaks immersion when, you know, all of a sudden you're walking along and you hit this wall where you can't go any further. An invisible wall, I want to try and design the game so that that doesn't happen, so that there's like either a cliff so you can't go any further because you'll die, or a river. It was suggested, that might even one of your suggestions, Android Lust. So some actual barrier to stop the player, not an invisible barrier that's sort of artificial. And yeah, so a circular road I think sounds really cool. Sniper Echo says like a portal sort of thing, so they can keep heading off forever, but we'll bring them back. No, I think I actually like the idea of a road that curves around and brings the player back to where they started. I think that's probably, because it'll allow the player to waste some time in the game, in that they'll just keep wandering down this road and eventually they'll come back to the beginning and they'll realise, oh man, I can't go down this road because I'm just going to come back to where I started. A portal where they enter and they come back out where they started is another good idea, but either or. I like the idea of the road though. Like I said, it'll allow the player to waste a bit of time. We all like tormenting players of games when we're making them. So. They'll only do it once. They'll learn their lesson after the first time. Because you guys know, as soon as you go through those main gates in the grounds of the building, of the estate, you can't go out again. I don't know if I've shown you, there's actually this big pentagram portal that opens up as soon as you enter the gate, and it blocks you from going back out again. So you've got to find a way to get out of the hollow once you've entered the gates. So what we'll end up doing probably is the player will start outside of the main gates. They'll find their way up to the main gates. Once they cross through the main gate, then there'll be like a short cinematic sequence to show the gates perhaps slamming shut and then it's portal starting, and then they won't be able to get back out again. So that's the idea anyway. At this stage, all things can change. I really got to get on top of the Steam store page as well. It's ready to go, but we haven't set it to live yet, so I really must do that. I'm sort of trying to work out the best time that I should put up the coming soon Steam store page so people could start wishlisting the game if they wanted it. Sniper Echo says pretty straightforward to implement also. Well, that's true. That is true. Okay, let's do the handles. This one is an actual drawer. I'm surprised the one up the top, I can't remember when I designed the cabinet with, I thought I made them all drawers. I'll check that when I jump into Max in a minute. I may have just forgotten. Because, you know, Phil's got an old brain, as Sniper Girl would remind me if she were here. Android Lost says, I'll post something else that's a work in progress in a minute. You do that and I'll show it off, like I said, toward the end of the stream. The same goes for anyone watching that wants to show your work off. Please pop it in the gallery on the Discord server and I will show it at the end of the stream if you want me to. If you don't want me to, just say so and I won't. But I love looking at the stuff you guys make, so if you do want to show me something, please feel free. Thank you, Sniper Echo. There is the Discord. Sniper has just popped into chat if you want to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server. There's not just a gallery section, of course. There's a section where there are tutorials and tips that the guys have come across over the years that I've been streaming, and they've popped them in the tutorials and tips section. There's a lot of good information in there. There's also a section where you can show up your portfolio or your art station or anything like that if you want to. You can put links to that in the folios and demo reels section. And of course, if you're a sub, there is a subscribers only section on Discord as well. Okay, these are all drawers. I normally don't like doing multiple objects because this program can get a bit confused. Let's see how it goes though. Oh no, I managed it okay. Which makes me think this is, I must have modeled this as a full drawer as well, but I will check it in a sec. Blowing a gale again here in Melbourne where I live today. It's been really windy. It's really cool too, which is unusual for Australia in December, because normally we have really hot weather. Now that we're actually officially in summer, so. But it's been really cool. It's global warming, I tell ya, coming to get us all. You can't tell me there's not something screwy going on with the weather. There is something weird going on with the weather around the world. There is. I don't know if you guys can hear the birds going outside. I think they're nesting somewhere around here. They're really noisy. Android Lost says it was warm enough for me a few days ago. I was able to drive my car with the top down and not die. I know there's something, the weather is changing. I mean, I see the climate scientists have recently said that we're past the tipping point now, so we're all in trouble. And it's only going to get worse if we don't do something about it quick. We've got to convince those politicians to get off their ass and take global warming seriously. Politicians in this country are terrible. We have a Liberal government in power at the moment, federal government. They don't believe in climate change, unfortunately. I didn't vote for them. I've just got to put up with them. I'm going to do this piece in sections because it's an unusual piece of geometry and the program might get confused, so. Let's just see if we can find something that might be better than the default. No. Nope. Nope. This might be one of those ones where I might do it by hand. It might be easier, I think. I'm trying to rely on the program to do it. Let's see how it handles this piece. No, that's not going to work. I don't really like how it's slicing that up. I'm wondering whether I might take this back into Max and do it in Max, just this piece. Might be quicker and easier for me to do it in Max. I think. We'll see what it wants to do. Let's see what it gives us. Okay. I mean, we could use it. I don't like the fact that it's sliced the mesh up quite so much around the length of it. A bit unnecessary, but it probably will work for what we want. We're going to be putting a wood grain texture on it anyway. If it doesn't, we can remap it in Max. Now, is there anything I've forgotten? Nothing stands out. Okay, the texel density is everywhere, all over the place, but we'll fix that in Max. We're going to save this as Biedermeier _UV. Let's jump back into Max. I just want to check this draw. Yeah, I didn't actually model the inside of the drawer, I don't believe. Oh no, it does look like it's there. Alright, well that's interesting. Android Lost says, is Rhizome UV able to unify the... Yes, it is. I can do it in Rhizome. Rhizome, I've found, though, sometimes can get lost when it tries to unify the UVs. Like, basically, you get it to do a pack. Sometimes it misbehaves. Not all the time, but sometimes. So I've got to the habit now where I generally just do the packing in Max. But you can pack it here. You just select everything and you can get it to do a pack. Or you can also pack it, it's sort of hidden behind me, but you can also pack it just down here if you want. But I need to work out what's going on with my drawer here. Because there is a drawer in here, I can see it. I thought it would have been unusual that I didn't that I wouldn't have modelled the drawer. Just give me a minute. I've got to work out what I'm doing here. You know, I think what I might do is we might remove the top drawer and I might remake it. Well, I won't remake it, I'll just duplicate one that I've already got down here. I think it might be a better way to go. But just before I do that, I'm going to bring in the UV mapped version of this. Once I find it. Bedroom chosen, Biedermeier, UV version. Actually, just before I do that, I need to rename this, otherwise Max will just replace the old version. Just call that _C. Let's just move that one to the side. I'm going to do an unwrap and check that the UVs are actually there. And I'm going to get Max to do a pack. Now we can copy our UVWs, paste them onto this one, and delete this one. I'm just going to throw a checker pattern down to double check the textile density. And my textile density is not correct. Why is that? It's a bit strange. Just let me try that again. My textile density still is not correct. Alright, let's re-import that model one more time. Let's check this one. Let's just assign that same checkered texture so we can see if the textile density is still not correct. Okay, this one is correct. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove the original and we'll work with the one we pulled out of Ryzen. No problem, Sniper Echo, sorry. Thanks for popping in. You got a publisher meeting in 15. Good luck with the publishers meeting. Hopefully I'll see you again next week, buddy. You have a good weekend. So what we'll do is, yeah, we will remove this one and we'll work with the one we took from Ryzen. Don't ask me why it was doing that, I don't know. Just one of those quirks of either Max or Ryzen or the model, or who knows. I'm just going to increase the checker here just to make sure everything is looking correct. And that looks correct to me. But we need to fix our drawer here. So what I'm going to do is we'll remove the checker pattern because it's just distracting. I'm just going to do a save as before I do anything else. And we're going to call this revision 2. Throw down an edit poly. I'm just going to remove this drawer that I've put at the top. Just making sure I haven't forgotten anything or left anything behind. I don't think I have. And we're just going to copy this drawer and put it up the top. So I'm going to detach as a clone. Reset my pivot. Android Lost says, I have a few more work in progress that I may post, some hard surface stuff. You post as much as you want, I'll show it all. As much or as little as you're comfortable with, Android Lost. Just want to make sure that there's nothing funny going on with this drawer. I think we should be alright. Okay, so what this is going to do though is whatever we texture up this drawer is going to be the same. We could repack it, but I think keeping them the same is not going to be an issue anyway. The other two drawers will be different, but these two textures will be the same. But because we're using a wood grain, I don't think you're going to notice. If we do notice, then we can come back in here and just change our UV packing a little bit. So I'm just going to attach that drawer to the rest of the model again. No, not create, attach. Let's make sure our pivot is in the middle. We're going to do a reset on the X-form. And collapse that stack. Android Lost says, looks as if the drawer is slightly too big. I don't think it is. Width-wise, I think it's all right. You got me worried now. Just going to go back. No, I think width-wise we're okay. We're just within the sides of the drawer. You're probably it's probably just the shading happening in Max here. I don't think it's too big. I think it's a bit. But he says it may not actually be. No gamer would complain if they are the same. I don't think they would notice, to be honest with you. The height of the drawer? Oh, the height of the drawer? I think it might be the shading, just the way Max's viewport is shading. But you might be right. Let's have a look in the side view. Just the way it's... Yeah, no, I think you might be right actually. It might just be a little bit too high. Yeah, no, I think you are correct. I think it is a bit too high. Let's jump into the... I guess the right is the one we want. Yeah. So that's the top of our drawer there, and this is the top of our... That's the top of our cabinet, I mean. So the drawer is too high. You are correct. Easy to fix though. Something I didn't actually notice. Good eye, Android Lost. Double check that. And now our drawer sits just underneath, so you were correct, Android Lost. It was a little bit too high. Yep, no, you were completely correct. It was sitting too high. We should be good now though. And the bottom of the drawer is correct. It's sitting just under the lip of the cabinet, and it's okay at the top. So I think we're okay now. But I think I need to pull it in a bit more. Yep. All right, now we can reattach it. Collapse, attach, and we should be good. Let's do a quick save. No, it would have bothered. When I got the actual thing into the game engine and I started making these interactive, it would have been annoying. I would have had to have come back and redone it anyway, because if the drawer was going through the top of the cabinet when the player opened it, that would be a problem. Having said that though, looking at the drawer as it is, I'm not sure if I'm going to let the player open that drawer, simply because it's so high the player won't be able to see what's in it to take anything out of it. I don't think so. Even if the player's head sort of comes up to about here, when they open the drawer, I don't think they're going to see anything in it. So to get around that problem, what I might end up doing is making this drawer locked so they can't open it anyway. We'll see when we get the piece of furniture into the bedroom and check how tall it is. We'll go from there. That might have been the reason I did the drawer the way it was, thinking about it now, because it is so high. I never intended the player to open it. It doesn't matter. Having it as a separate object will still, when the player clicks on it, it'll rattle, it'll move a little bit, but they won't be able to open it. And that's more realistic than just not being able to click on it at all anyway. So it's still good that we did it. Okay. And we know that these are all separate drawers as well, like the one at the top there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave these two drawers open while we take it into Substance Painter to texture it, because that'll allow me to see how the UV mapping is happening inside the drawers for these other ones that are closed. But what I'll end up doing is, before we take it into Unreal, I'll close all of the drawers. What I'm actually probably going to end up having to do eventually is remove the drawers and have them as a separate object so that we can put physics on them. But for setting the bedroom up initially, we'll close all the drawers. Yeah. So we did a save, didn't we? We'll do another one just to be sure. Let's export the model. And we're going to call it Biedermeier_final. No, Android Lost is asking if the player will be able to fully remove the drawer. No, I won't let them do that. They'll be able to pull it out and it'll stop just before the drawer actually comes completely out. Yeah, that's all right. I understand what you're saying. I'm going to be changing up the mechanics for the main doors as well. At the moment in the game, when you're playing and you're going from room to room, to open up the doors, you click the mouse and you drag, so you can sort of like half open a door. I'm changing that mechanic to where you click the door will open by itself, because I got feedback from one of our partners, and they suggested it might be better if the mechanic is changed. So instead of clicking and dragging your mouse to slowly open or close the door, you just click the door and the door will open, or click it and the door will close. They just suggested that might be that mechanic would be better. I don't disagree. So we're going to do that. We're going to swap out all the doors because the mechanic at the moment is click and drag. It's just going to be click. But that'll be a job for the new year, because, you know, we're coming into Christmas now, so the guys and I want to start winding down. The drag mechanic might get old fast, Android Lust says. Yeah, and I can see their point of view as to why they suggest it as well. And I do agree. I think, yeah. The drag mechanic is really good for really scary games where you're not sure what's going to be in the room. Like something might jump out at you maybe, but that's not what this game is like. So I think the drag mechanic, like you suggest, would get old really quickly. Sniper Echo says, what about click and scroll wheel? It would just get more confusing. No, I think they want to change to just a click to open as opposed to a click and drag. So that's what I'll do. Unless you add both. That could confuse the player as well though, because if a player is used to just clicking to open a door and then they come across a door where they click and it doesn't open, they're just going to get frustrated. They won't realise you've got to click and drag. So I think we've got to settle on a mechanic, and that mechanic has to be used throughout the entire level, throughout the entire game. Otherwise players get confused. They do, they'll get confused, trust me. So yeah, I'm going to be changing from click and drag to just click. But that means swapping out all the doors in the building at the moment, because they've all been set up to click and drag. That's why you have people looking at the level and giving you their opinion, so that these changes can be made before the thing goes live. Okay, so we exported the model. Yeah, we did. Let's jump into Substance Painter. Let's create a new project. Let's select our Biedermeier final cabinet. and change our material name to BDMI. I'm probably spelling that incorrectly, but anyway. Cabinet, and bake out our maps using the low poly as the high poly. Oh, I forgot to do the Vertex Coloring, so we're going to have to jump back into Max. I knew I forgot something, and we're going to decide how we're going to texture this up. So I think, again, we're going to go chocolate wood, cherry wood, keep it consistent, and I think that will be chocolate wood. That will be chocolate wood. The drawers will be chocolate wood. That little bit there above the central part will be chocolate wood. The desk part you pull out will be chocolate wood. These pieces here and at the bottom can be chocolate wood. You've got to sort of use your imagination when you're doing this sort of stage of the design. I've got to sort of think in my head which parts are chocolate and which ones are cherry. So I think if all of the red parts here are chocolate wood, all the other grey parts are cherry wood, and we'll get to the handles in a minute and these columns in a minute. That could look cool. Actually, maybe also as a chocolate wood. I was going to say maybe the base, but yeah, maybe the base might look good as well. Yeah, we'll do all of that in chocolate. So let's make that a blue. I'm going to do an invert select. I'm going to deselect the handles because they're going to be something different. And I'm also going to deselect these columns because I want to make them something different as well. These two at the top I'll keep as cherry wood, so let's make all of this cherry. So we'll make it red. Okay, and then the handles can be a separate colour. We'll probably make them maybe a gold. So let's make them a yellow. And then the columns, we'll make a separate colour, and we'll make those, let's make them a green, and I'll work out what substance we want, what texture we want to put on them when we get into Substance Painter. So let's just turn on Vertex Coloring so we can check that we've actually got everything and haven't forgotten anything. It's okay, I can't see any white bits, so I think we got everything. Yep, that should be good. Let's just turn off Vertex Coloring. Save our model again. Export our model again. Final, that's the one we want. Back into Painter, let's edit our project. Reselect the final version again. Bake out our maps again. And let's start texturing it up. So let's start with the chocolate wood. Actually, I've imported two new substances that I created in Alchemist this morning before the stream. Back, no problems, Smurfberry. And I haven't actually used them. I don't know what they're like, so I'm just going to throw one on and we're going to see what it looks like. Wow. They are supposed to be wood, believe it or not, but let me just see if I can't play with the scaling here a bit. Let me just turn the hide information off. Not a wood I'd say I really like. So we're going to go back to our tried and true chalk beech wood. Let me just remove these two layers. Let's knock back on the hide information because it's too high. It's masked by color. So check the direction of my wood grain. Sniper Echo says meeting postponed until after Christmas. Not sure if I should take that as a blessing. I would. Prolonging anxieties. Android Lost says, no, I take that as a blessing. Gives you more time to prepare, Sniper Echo, for your meeting. Particularly after the bad run of luck you've had recently with your equipment. Did you say you had was your meeting with your publisher? Is that what you said? Publisher, yeah, you got a publisher. Okay. Well, you got to watch those publishers. You watch them. I might just pull back on the hide information a little bit more. Sniper Echo says, yeah, although in this case I call anxiety the bullet. How do I do 4 months work in one? Publishers meeting, yeah. The game studio that I'm working with, we're self-publishing. We're not going through a publisher. But that does not mean to say we don't have interested parties involved. So we do. There are other companies that are involved as well. But no publisher. We're self-publishing. Which I actually prefer. Nothing against publishers, but yep. Publishers are good at giving you money. They're good for the money. I'm just trying. What I'm doing here is I'm looking at the wood grain to decide. I think what I might do is we might rotate this 90 degrees. We'll see what that's like. We will unbind the scaling so I can work separately with the scale value. Android Lost says, slam down energy drinks. Those things aren't good for you. You guys know that, don't you? I don't drink them. They're really bad for you. All those energy drinks are really bad for you. You shouldn't drink them. I know they've become really popular nowadays. They're not good for you though. They're really not. I'm going to darken the color of this wood up a little bit. Actually, I won't do it on this one. I'll do it on the copy in a minute. But I just want to double check, like I said, to make sure the wood grain direction looks correct on all of our UV bits and pieces. It's running horizontally on everything except for these pieces here in the corner, but that's okay because they're more square, so they could run either horizontally or vertically. Android Lost says, I used to drink 5 days a week. I've been clean for a week for a week so far. And Eva, it's good to see you. It says, how's the industry in Australia? Here is trash, Mexico. There's not a lot of game studios in Australia, to be honest with you. There's a few big ones, but a lot of them closed down during, in 2008 when we had the global financial crisis. A lot of the game studios in this country closed down because the game studios in this country tend to get a lot of work from the United States, from companies in the US. And it used to be worth their while because the Australian dollar was so low. But when the financial crisis came, the Australian dollar went above the American dollar, which gave American companies no incentive to come here to get Australian studios to make games. So a lot of them closed down. So it's not great. Not great as far as game studios in this country goes. There's some, but not a lot. So yeah, probably just as bad. But it's good to see you, Anivia. But yeah, five. You used to drink one 5 days a week, so you had one every day. Android Lust of these energy drinks. They're bad Android Lust. That is bad. I mean, yeah. Android Lust says to Sniper Echo, apparently it started giving me migraines, so I started, yeah, they're bad for you, the stuff they put in them. Oh man, don't drink them 5 days a week, please. Stick to coffee. And they taste disgusting. I don't understand why people want to drink them. They actually taste absolutely awful. They did to me anyway. It's like drinking, I don't know, medicine. It's horrible. Yeah. So what we're going to do is I'm going to duplicate this layer. We're going to make this layer above darker. You know the drill. You watched me do it yesterday. Anivia says the companies of USA come to Mexico to make our work like Chinese people with low costs. Oh no. Well, that's what it was like here as well. Because the Australian dollar was like half the value of the American dollar it used to be. American companies could employ Australian games people for half the price that they pay for them in the United States. So that's why they used to come here. But then the Australian dollar went higher than the American dollar at one stage. So all of that incentive disappeared, and it would have cost more money to make them in Australia than it cost to make them in the United States. So they stopped. And they haven't really come back. And the Australian dollar's about halfway between the two now. It's not half price, but it's not higher than the American dollar, but it's still pretty high. Which is good if you want to buy stuff, like if you want to buy video cards or CPUs or any of that sort of stuff. A high Australian dollar is good because it makes it cheaper to buy. But it's not good if you're an exporter or anything like that, because you get less money. So yeah, I know that the United States gets a lot of stuff. Mexico makes a lot of stuff, don't they, that gets exported to the US? So, and Sniper is saying to Android Lust, the migraines from the energy drinks are not good. No, they're not good. That's your body telling you stop. Don't do this to me. Android Lust says, but that energy, actually, I don't know if it really gave me much energy. Well, I think it's a bit of a myth as well. It does. I think a lot of them have caffeine in them, which is the same as coffee. So just drink coffee. Much better for you. I'm not saying coffee is great for you either, but it's better for you than an energy drink. Anivia says, I think you explained me. Good. I'm glad I explained it. And thank you to Anivia for reposting your folio link in the Discord server. I'll show your work on stream toward the end of my stream. I'll show your art station. I did follow your art station as well this morning, so. And I'll show your work all toward the end of the stream when I show Android Lust stuff as well. If you want me to. If you don't want me to, let me know and I won't. If you don't feel comfortable having me show it on the stream to everyone. Android Lost says, but migraines equals no 3D work gets done. It's a bad trade-off. Well, that's right. What's the point if you can't do any 3D? You feel good now? Anivia says, good. Purpery says, energy drinks make me jittery. I just don't like the taste of them. They're disgusting. Android Lost says to Smurpery, that means your click per minute increases. Anivia says, thank you very much. I follow you back. Oh, cool. Thank you. And yes, you don't mind me showing it? Good. I'll show it all toward the end of the stream. Generally, when I stream in the last 10 minutes or so before I sign off, I showed any of the work that you guys have put in the gallery, as my regulars will tell you. You know, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn off the height information on the layer we've just placed above it, because we don't want to double up on the height and the normal. Just trying to work out if I need to do this, increase the scaling on this at all. Just going to go back and we're going to look at the scaling a bit more. Smurpery says, also, yes, energy drinks taste bad. Coffee is life. I agree, Smurpery. Coffee is life. Like, you guys know how much I love my coffee. I could not survive without my coffee. I need coffee. Coffee is the thing that keeps me going. Oh, but yeah, I can't come at energy drinks. They taste disgusting. I'm sorry, but they just taste absolutely disgusting. I think that scaling is probably better. So I'm just going to copy my scale values. 7.08. And we're going to use a smart mask. And we're going to go with surface worn, I think. Actually, what I'm going to do before I do that is I'm just going to group these two. We're going to call it Shockwood. We're also going to color mask. And let's play with this now. We'll do an invert. Just trying to work out where I want to look while I'm working on this. I think this way, that way we can see it at the top and also in the drawer. While we play with our values. Pull up a bit on the contrast. Sniper Echo says to Android Lost, is that why I can't sculpt? Android Lost says to Sniper, I was sculpting like a madman on energy drinks. No saves at all. Oh, live dangerously, Android Lost. Sniper says, sweet Jesus, what if the power went out or something? It was way too soon. That comment hurt me. Oh no, Sniper, because anyone that doesn't know, Sniper Echo had a power surge, which fried a lot of his hardware. It's terrible. At least you got a good excuse to give your publisher as to why you may delay deliverable. You know, act of God, like you said, power surge, fried your equipment, maybe, hopefully hasn't fried your backup, it may have fried your backup. What I'm going to do here now is I'm going to jump back into our materials. We're going to choose the lighter coloured wood for an underlying layer when substance catches up and caches my shaders. Did the mod slap go up? Sniper says somebody needs to slap me looking at you, Sniper. I wasn't paying attention to OBS. Did the mod slap happen? I always like to check to make sure that Python script is working. Android Lust says, well, there were days that I would drink 2 energy drinks within 6 hours. Power outage would have given me an excuse for another. Euro, it's good to see you, Euro. How are you? What you doing, Euro? What you up to? Hey dudes, to you as well, Euro. It went off. Good to hear, Smoker. Yeah, because I wasn't paying attention. So let's throw this lighter coloured wood underneath. Make sure I put it in my group so it goes underneath. I'm going to turn off the height and the normal. And I'm also just going to turn off these above layers temporarily so I can get my scale correct for this wood. I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees. So our wood grain matches. Scale it up just a little bit. Now we can put these two back on. And let's throw down another smart mask. And let's go with surface scratches. Sniper Echo says hi to Euro. Euro says I was playing GTFO beta, been chatting in discords with peeps afterwards. Good to hear. Call me stupid. What is GTFO again? What's the GTFO beta? Well, what game is that? Android Lust says first time I've heard of that game. Sniper Echo says Euro, it looks really good, is it? Smokery says hold up, there's a beta. What is GTFO? Because I know Halo, the Halo game was released I think today. But what's GTFO? I can't think what they could stand for. Oh, it's okay. Smurpery says it's a horror survival shooter thing. Hero says, yeah, it's great co-op fun game. Is it called GTFO? I want to look it up. Yeah, okay, that's what I have a look. I'm not familiar with it. So it's this game you're talking about? GTFO. First person shooter survival horror. I'm just going to check the trailer out real quick, guys. Sorry, I'm just going to mute the audio. I'm always interested in these sort of games. I'm muting the audio so that I don't infringe anyone's copyright. So it's a co-op horror survival, yeah. I don't generally play co-op games, but it looks nice. Like, the design looks good. The environment work looks nice. Texturing looks good from what I can see. Oh, cool. reminds me of Dead Space. Is that just me? It does, sort of reminds me of Dead Space. Not that that's a bad thing, because the Dead Space games are pretty cool. Why have they got a black screen? If I was doing the editing of this video, they fade it to black for too long. I know I have the sound turned off, but still, I think that fade to black lasted too long. But it does look very cool. Very cool. Smurfberry says you go deep underground into a facility and it's dark and scary and there are lots of monsters and you try not to anger the monsters, but sometimes you anger the monsters and bad things happen. Smurfberry says, to be honest, you can't get a feel for it without the audio. I'm sure. I just like to be careful. Audio is so problematic now online with YouTube and Twitch less so, but still with Twitch as well. Yeah, I err on the side of caution and I mute it all now just to be on the safe side, particularly YouTube, because all my Twitch streams go to YouTube, as you guys know. Smurfberry says, but I had no idea that there's a beta. It's closed beta. Euro says it's made by a bunch of the Payday creators. They started out on their own as 10 chambers. Oh, okay. Euro says if you go to the website, you can sign up as an ambassador. This beta is 24 hours. They might extend it, not sure. Well, there you go, guys. If you want to join their beta, go to their website, which I'm assuming I'm on here. And that's the link there. And sign up for the beta. Smurfberry says Dead Space was very atmospheric. Yeah, that's what I really liked about Dead Space. And it was single player too, because you guys know I like a good single player story driven game, and Dead Space had an interesting story as well as good action and really creepy monsters. Android Lust says, reminds me of epilepsy. I'm not familiar with that. Smurfberry says it's a black screen because you need sound. I was aware that they probably had some sound cue going on during the black screen, but still, I still think the black screen lasted too long. Euros, you're very, very argumentative today, Smurfberry Barbecue. Slap. I'll give you a slap. Yeah, you get a pill slap. That's for Smurfberry. Euros. Android, LOL, Android Lust says, but I might check it out. Android Lost says only 24 hours. I guess I won't play it. Euro says, yeah, 24 hours and 10 hours left. Sniper Echo says no posting links without mod permission, Phil. Excuse me. My apologies. Give me a slap. I can't post links in my own chat on my own channel. Euro says they might extend it though. They did with the first couple of alphas. Smurfberry. Euro says definitely needs to coordinate with your teammates. It's not really a run and gun game. It looked like a run and gun, but yeah, I don't think I'd probably play it if it's co-op because I like single player. I'm antisocial that way. Can't you tell because I'm a Twitch streamer that I'm antisocial? But no, I do like single player story driven stuff. Let's try planar. Euro says you could try it solo. You could try to solo it. If I could play it solo, I might give it a go. Android Lost says epilepsy is a disorder. I don't know what. Is a disorder that causes seizures. The gun flashes may possibly trigger it, but I'm no doctor. I thought it was a game you were talking about. Oh yeah, I know epilepsy, yep. No, I assumed it was a game you were talking about. Is it Mel Ray? Thank you for following the channel. My apologies if I'm not pronouncing your name properly, but thank you, Mel Ray, for the follow. I do appreciate it when you guys follow me on Twitch. Do remember too to join the Discord server if you're so inclined. There's a gallery section where you can show off your work, and there's also a section where you can link to your ArtStation or portfolio if you have one and you want to. You can join the Discord by clicking the blue graphic below my stream in my panel. Euro says, I don't think you'd get far soloing it. We tried with 2 players and it was super hard. Need the full 4-player squad. Thank you, Sniper, for the Discord link. Yes, just click that Discord, just click the link that Sniper has just popped into chat. Melray, and if you want, and you can join, that's an invite link to join the Phil Does 3D Discord server. You don't have to, but it's a good group of guys and girls on the Discord. And there's, like I said, sections if you want to show off your work. There's tutorials and tips and all that sort of stuff. There's a lot of different things on the Discord server. Hi to you too, Euro. I see you in the Discord. And yeah, if you post anything in Discord, I have it open at the same time as I have Twitch open, my Twitch chat. So I'll always see it. If you want to post links as well, and you're not a sub to my channel, make sure you do it in Discord, not in Twitch chat. Only subs can post links in my Twitch chat, but everyone can post links in Discord. Who needs Nightbot? Sniper Echo says, that's right, Euro says Sniper Echo bot. Yeah, I like it too, Sniper Echo bot. What I might just do here is I might just darken up the underlying colour of this wood a little bit. Not too much, just a bit. Just so the blend is not quite so in your face. Okay, let's see what else we got here to play with. Actually, I want to go back to this one. And let's look at... Let's look at these scratched edges as well. Actually, curvature, global balance. Yeah, actually I don't think this mask I don't like. I'm just going to remove that one and we'll find something else. Sniper Echo says the bot's so good he posted twice. That's right. Sniper says, anyone getting the Halo game? Yeah, that came out today, didn't it? The new Halo game, I believe. Hero says, nah, I still have 3 months of MS Game Pass I haven't used yet. So probs play with it. Play with that. Yeah, the new Halo game came out this morning, I think. I'm pretty sure it was this morning. And again, you're not really doing what I want you to do, are you? I'm just going to remove these two. Go back to the way it was. I know what I want. I just got to work out how to get it to do what I want it to do. Sniper Echo says, gotcha, not sure if I'll try it myself. Smurfberry says, I'm waiting a week to see how the dust settles on Reach. It's always a good idea to wait and not jump straight in. Sniper says, yeah, probably a good idea. Smapery says there are already complaints that the graphics options are only presets, that you can't enter crouch when moving, and that a bunch of controls can't be rebound. Well, those things would drive me nuts. Can't enter crouch, that's just insane. And you can't rebind controls, that's just insane as well. Sniper says, oh boy. Android Lust says, I used to love Halo Reach. A lot of people says it was the worst Halo. I think Sniper Girl likes the Halo games as well. Smurfberry says there are also complaints about multiplayer, but to be honest, on launch day I fully expect stability problems with multiplayer. Yeah, this is why you never jump in on launch. Smurfberry's being very wise. Remember Rockstar's game Red Dead Redemption 2 and how bad that was on launch. Never jump in, always wait. I'm just looking for, let's see what this one looks like. Okay, I'm just going to get in here a little bit closer so I can see what this mask is actually doing. Anivia says, I have a tattoo of Halo on my arm. Cool. I love Halo. So are you going to play it, Anivia? Are you going to be playing the new Halo game? Euro says, I usually find the first week of any multiplayer game from AAA's is terrible. Wait for the first patch or two. Again, wise words. Don't play it straight up. Because there's always going to be bugs and patches. And you don't want to have to replay it because, you know, the game keeps crashing or you can't bind controls, so it's frustrating that way or anything. Just better off waiting. It's not like they're going to sell out or anything. Just wait. That's why you should never pre-order games either. Don't pre-order. Smurfberry says, so I'm optimistic that 343 will fix the launch issues. I'm sure they will. It's a Halo game. They will. Trust, yeah, they will. You know how big Halo is. Android Lost says, I want the game. I don't need it. I don't need it. Yeah, I'm like that too. I want it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I don't need it. I shouldn't. Oh, I'm going to get it. Euro says, hey, at least you didn't pre-order. That's a sin in itself. Exactly right, Euro. Don't pre-order games. Never, 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 never. Sniper says to Euro, no, you will slap me, but I'm really hoping for an Armour 4 announcement. I won't hold what you say to me now against you. Let's move on to looking at the cherry wood, and then we can make any adjustments overall after that. So first things first. Wait for Substance to catch up and recalculate my shaders. Euro says A4 would be great. I really don't know what's coming out of BI, but DayZ ain't the future. Do people still play DayZ? I know it was big years ago, but is that still a thing? People still play DayZ? Or am I just being ignorant and rude? And like I said, I know it was very big a few years ago, but I just wasn't sure if it was still big. Euro says Bohemia Interactive. Oh, Bohemia Interactive. Thank you. Sniper Echo says, oh, I thought you would slap me. Euro says, yeah, Daisy standalone. Sniper says, yeah, I agree with you. Daisy finally went stable way too... Yeah, I agree. That was the problem. They kept it in the alpha or the beta for way too long. By the time they got out of, alpha or beta, people had played it and they'd played it to death. And I know it used to be really popular on Twitch. A lot of streamers used to stream DayZ. Actually, one of the guys I used to watch on Twitch, a streamer, he used to play it. That's all he used to play was DayZ. And I used to like watching him play it, but he doesn't stream anymore. But yeah, I agree. They left it way too late. It was in beta for way too long. I'm going to pull back on the height. I'm going to up the scale. Scale, here we are. And then I'm going to check my direction, my wood direction. I want it running that way. It should be alright. Euro says, in my opinion, the DayZ situation, they should have polished the mod released as DayZ 1.0, then worked on 2.0 on a new engine, but I'm not their boss. Caden, thank you for the follow, Caden. I do appreciate it. So thank you very much, Caden, for following Phil Does 3D. They're actually a New Zealand mob, I think, that made DayZ. A studio in New Zealand, I think, from memory. Sniper says I'd have seconded that. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to just double check my scaling. Sniper says Dean Hall of yep, that's it. Rockstar Works in New Zealand. Yep, that's the studio. That's right. Euro says, yeah, Dean Rocket Hall started it as a 4-player co-op mission for Arma 2. Yeah, and he made a fortune from it as well, I'm sure. I believe they're working on a new game at the moment, an unannounced, unpublished title that they're working on. I think it might be Space Sim. Sniper says, sorry, Rocket Works. That's right. New Zealand. I think they're based in Auckland from memory. The studio is in Auckland. Okay, I'm going to duplicate this layer again. We're going to group these. We're going to call it Cherry Wood. We're going to darken up the top layer a little bit. And we are going to throw down the beach honey as an underlying layer. I'm also going to turn off the hide information on the upper layer here and the normal. And we're going to turn off the height and the normal for the beach honeywood. Make sure we're in our folder. There we go. Mask with color selection to the red. Sniper says, yeah, they're working on a new survival game. I believe it's a space survival thing. Euro says, but yeah, the whole standalone thing took way too long and the hype died a lot. They missed a trick there for sure. Yeah, I think so too. They should have cashed in when it because it was so popular for a very long time. They kept it in beta too long. It seems stable from when I used to watch the streamers play it. I didn't see major issues. I don't know why they kept it in beta for as long as they did, because it seemed quite stable. But what do I know? So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to just turn off the underlying layer to begin with. We're going to do a mix between the two cherry wood colours by going to our smart masks and throwing this one down. I'm just going to do a mask with colour again on this group. So we're only affecting the thing that I want to be affected. Back on the contrast. Curvature. Sniper says, yeah, VI did the game, did the same with Battle Royale. We struggled to get them to even reply to us about making that standalone. Sniper says, also one of my big motivations for keeping it my game, several of the major components of BR Battle Royale came from it. Oh, cool. We're all very interested in this game, Sniper Echo. What you're making. I thought you were working on doing something for... I thought you were working on a film. I know that you were doing the game, but didn't you get funding to do some film work? Or am I imagining things? Yeah, I thought you were doing some film stuff. Euro says, yeah, he keeps teasing tidbits. So yeah, I'm just trying to work out my color scheme here for this as to what way I want to blend it. So Sniper says, yeah, I got funding for a film, but it was funding for a game I wanted. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought you got funded for the film, but yeah, you're wanting, because you're initially wanting to do the game, then you got funding for the film. I'm glad to see the game is still going. Are you still doing the film stuff as well? I'm just going to change the mix color here on the second layer, which will be this one. I'm just going to, actually I'm just going to lighten this one up a little bit. And I'm also just going to darken up the underlying one just a little bit. Because I want a bit of a two-tone colour, but I don't want it to stand out quite as much as stands out at the front here. So just a bit more of a subtle mix between the two. Sniper says, I couldn't make a film. I didn't have any experience making a film. Oh, okay. Sniper says it was an error on their side. They loved the idea and thought a film would be great and fun for me for that. Okay, I understand. So your intention was always to do a game. And they thought you were doing a film. So they were going to fund you for a film. I understand. Okay. Euro says, nice. Sniper says, completely missing the actual reason for the application. It sounds pretty bad if they didn't even read what you'd written. They were just so excited to fund you because they thought it was film. Sniper says, yeah, exactly. Sorry if no, that's cool. I was just, yeah. I understand now. I understand. That's fair enough. If you haven't worked on a film, then it could be a problem taking funding for a film if you can't do it. And it's not what you wanted to do anyway. You wanted to make a game, not a film. So let's find another smart mask for this underlying lighter coloured wood. So we'll go with, let's try the scratches one. Let's turn it on. Did I put it on the wrong one? I'm thinking, why is it not affecting anything? Let's do that again. There we go. It helps if you put it on the right shader material. Pull up on the contrast a little bit. The new season of The Expanse starts on the 13th of this month on Amazon Prime Video. I'm really looking forward to that because I love that sci-fi series, and I was really heartbroken when I heard that they cancelled it. The original company that made it cancelled it, and then Amazon picked it up, and the new season starts on the 13th of December. So I'm rewatching seasons 1, 2, 3 and 4 at the moment. Smebberry says more Expanse. That's right. Smebberry says sci-fi doesn't know bull pies. I agree. It was I was blown away when I heard that they cancelled it. I thought it's one of the best science fiction shows I think I've ever watched. Certainly in a long time. Visually beautifully done. Story-wise really interesting. An adult sci-fi show. You know, not some dumbed-down kids rubbish. A real adult sci-fi show. Yeah, so I was really happy when Amazon picked it up, and I'm so looking forward to the new season starting on the 13th of this month. So not long to go. Android Lust, I see you've posted a couple more things in the gallery. We'll check those out very soon. Let me just get this finished texturing up, and then we can check out the work you guys have posted in the gallery. I'm going to go for a smart material here, and we're going to go with a gold for the handles. Let's try this one. Let's just wait for substance to catch up. And let's mask it by color selection again, and we'll pick the handle. Just going to do a quick save here because you never know. BMI cabinet. Sniper Echo says, nice one, can't wait for that. Neither can I. Android Lust says, speaking of Amazon Video, did anyone watch The Boys? No, I didn't watch The Boys. Actually, I think I might have watched the first episode, maybe. Sniper says, yep, I did. What did you think? Android Lost says, I thought it was crazy. I must check it out again. I'm just going to throw another material down. I'm going to place a plain rusted iron underneath of this gold. Let's go with this one. Just change the scale. Let's group these two. I'm going to call it handles. Mask by color selection again, pick the handles again. There we go. And let's do a smart mask mix between these two. I'm just going to turn off the hide information for this rust layer. Sniper says, it was, but I kind of liked it at the same time, to Android Dust saying it was crazy. Android Dust says, yeah, I would totally watch the second season if it came out. Euro says 9 days till season 4 of The Expanse. That's right, 9 days. I can't wait. Android Lust says, but if The Expanse is as good as you all say, I got a cat, you do. I'm rewatching season 1, 2, 3 and 4 now in preparation for season 5. Hopefully I'll get through them all before season 5 drops. If not, then I can watch season 5 over Christmas. But I'm looking forward to it. I love it. It was a great sci-fi show. Love it. Really good. Can't say enough good things about it. At least as far as I'm concerned. I think it's wonderful. Let's choose another gold here for these columns. So I'm going to start again by throwing down a plain texture. Come on, hurry up. Takes forever for it to catch up. Neuro says it's probably better than we say. We alliterate. That's right. Well, I like it. I think it's great. It's a great story, and like I said, the visual effects are really nicely done. They spend money on the visuals, which is always good. Hopefully they keep that up. Actually, I've seen the trailer for the new season, and Amazon looks like they spent money on making sure that the effects were just as good as the older seasons. So I'm looking forward to it. Should be good. Let's put down let's go with this one again. Okay, I'm going to turn off the height and the normal information for this underlying layer. And let's throw down a smart material, another gold. Let's go with... let's try this one. Let's group these. I'm going to call this decos. I'm going to throw this one down as well. And mask it to color selection. Let's put these in their own grouping. I'm going to do a mix on this one with a smart mask. Turn the above layer back on again and do another mix with another smart mask. Let's go with, let's try this one. Okay, I'm just going to do a quick save. And I'm going to jump back down to our chocolate wood. And I'm just going to darken it up a little bit. I just want more of a contrast on the chocolate wood. I'm going to do the same for the cherry wood. I think it's just a little bit light as well. Hit the wrong one. That's better. Let's do a quick save. I think we can call our cabinet pretty much done. So let's export the textures. Projects, models, bedroom, chosen, Biedermeier style. And let's export. And we're going to check out the work you guys have posted in the gallery now. I'm just going to open up this folder to make sure my export happened correctly. Yes, it all looks good. And yes, now we're going to check out the stuff you guys have posted in the gallery. Sniper says I can't even read. Euro says what? Sniper Echo says I'm confused. Sniper Echo says is this the cooker? No, this is not the cooker. This is a desk. A desk and a drawer. You pull that bit out. But let's check out the work you guys have posted in the Discord server. Smopery says it's the smoker. Android Lust says looked at season 1 trailer of The Expanse, a bit confused. I'll just have to wait. Yeah, it's not confusing when you watch it, but you've got to think while you're watching it. It's not. Yeah, it's not too confusing. It's not. Okay, let's have a look here. I want to start with Morak's image. Now it's a work in progress, so we're not going to judge because he's still working on it. He's working on, pardon me. He's working on this image. That's part of a thing an image he's been working on, which has a satellite and stuff in it. And this is going to be the space shuttle, I believe. It's going to be docking with the satellite or have something to do with the satellite image he's creating. And it's looking very nice. Nice clean edge loops. I can't wait to see how much when he does a bit more work on it. Should be really cool. So this is Morak's work. This is an image that Android Lust has worked on. Now, all of these images and all of this work is in the gallery section on the Discord server. Again, beautiful work, Android Lust. I love it. Really nice model, really nicely textured. I know you said you worked to someone else's concept art, but I love the silhouette, the design. Love it. Looks great. And your modeling work is always wonderful. And again, it's really interesting model and pose. That's what I love about the work that you do as well. It's the fact that you choose concept art and poses that are really interesting, as well as the actual models themselves are really interesting. Android Lost, sorry, Smurf Euro says I've been coding. I doubt you want screenshots of lines of code. That's proprietary. You can't go showing your lines of code, not unless it's open source. But no, really nice work, Android Lost. As Sniper Echo says, I bet it's beautiful, Euro. Android Lost says, coding makes me want to throw my cell phone at the wall. You know, I don't mind coding. I don't mind it. I mean, I'm not saying I'm more of an art person than a coding person, but I did study programming when I was at uni, and I still do program. And I don't mind it. I get frustrated when I can't solve a problem, but the feeling of elation when you do solve the problem is unique to coding, and it's something I really like. So yeah, while you can sort of tear your hair out trying to solve a bug in code, when you do solve it, it's a good feeling. The same goes for 3D though too. Once you've solved an art problem, that's just as good a feeling. Euro says, I don't mind coding. It's a break from the norm. Turn on some tunes and lose myself for a bit. Yep. This is another image Android Lust posted in the Discord server. This looks very cute as well. Is that Mr. Broccoli? I'm assuming that's broccoli, which is disgusting. I hate broccoli, but anyway. The model is very nice. I just don't like broccoli as a vegetable. Android Lust says, when you solve the problem, your cell phone is saved for another day. Smurfery says, yes, coding why doesn't this work and why does this work are both equally valid statements for the same code. But again, a very nice model, Android Lust. Mr. Broccoli, disgusting vegetable broccoli. Same with cauliflower. I don't like cauliflower either. I'm one of those really picky eaters. There are certain things I just won't come at. I've always been like that, even as a child. My mother must have hated me. But again, a really nice model, Android Lust. And Android Lust has posted the wireframe edge loop version. Nice and clean, nicely done. Clean edge loops. And Broccoli Dude's vehicle is here. Let's have a look at that. Cool. A really interesting design as well. So this is the vehicle that Broccoli Dude gets around on. Textured up, it's going to look really cool. Okay, we've got an inside part. I'm assuming this is an inside of what, Broccoli vehicle? No? What am I looking at here? What is this the inside of? Is it the inside of that vehicle or is this something else? Smurfrey says you need them sauteed, grilled or baked. Crisp and lightly browned is good. No, yuck. Anivia says, very nice. Yes, it is very nice. Euro says, I knew a guy who tried to barbecue some broccoli at a beach party once. Yuck. Android Lust says, concept and living quarters. Yes, the inside of the vehicle. Oh, okay. Cool. Check out the other ones as well. And then I want to check out then I want to check out Anivia's ArtStation stuff as well. That's a cool looking little robot too. I wonder what Legbug's been up to. I haven't heard from him in a while. I wonder how his pilot is going. And this, again, very nice. Now I do quickly want to check out Chili Dolce on the Discord, or what is it again? It's Anivia, sorry, in the Twitch chat. This is his ArtStation and it looks very nice. I love that. Really nice little model. It's beautifully put together and really nicely textured as well. Using Max and ZBrush. Again, another Max user. Good to hear. Yeah, beautifully done. It's a beautiful little model and beautifully textured. You've done a really nice job. Just wait for this to load up. So yes, you guys should check out his work, his ArtStation. Because it is nicely done. Very nice work. Very nicely textured. Is this like that's really cool too? It looks like you've got like particles in the air. It looks like that's really cool as well. Hopefully you guys can see that on the stream. They're like these little particles floating in the air. Yeah, really nice. Nice work. Nice texturing. Really nice work. Yeah, as Android Lost says too, Anivia, you have some really nice stylized environments. You do. The video? What video? Am I missing something? Oh, the video. Okay. I missed the video here. Nice. Yeah, really nice. Beautiful work. You guys, if you're on ArtStation, should follow Anivia as well. Sniper Echo says Android Lust, very nice. Yes, Android Lust work as well is always beautifully done. You've both done great looking work. Smurfy said the animation is a nice touch. It is. Sniper says lighting is really good. Yes, it is. Beautiful work. All of you guys have done really lovely work. You should be proud of what you've done. But I think we might leave it there for today, guys and girls. I will be back on again on Monday next week. We'll pick up where we left off. We'll continue texturing up the bits and pieces of furniture here for our bedroom. I want to thank you guys, though, for hanging out, being with me here while I've been streaming. I will be back, like I said, on Monday next week. We'll pick everything up. You guys have a great weekend. You guys take care as well. And I'll see you guys on Monday next week.